In this video, we're going to have a look at how we name the corresponding parts of congruent figures. From our recent activities, we know when two figures are congruent, they are exactly the same shape and exactly the same size. So we know their sides and angles correspond to each other. What we'd like to do is to make sure that we match up the corresponding sides and angles correctly, and we name our congruent shapes in an appropriate way. So what we're going to have a look at is two triangles. We can see here we've got this lovely triangle ABC and a triangle DEF, and they are congruent, which essentially means we've taken triangle ABC, for example, and done a reflection and a rotation to create triangle DEF, and hopefully you'll be able to visualize what that may have looked like to create that second triangle. So essentially, these two triangles are just a copy and paste of each other, just in a different orientation. What we're going to do now is have a look at, firstly, what angles correspond to each other in each triangle. So let's begin by looking at angle A. We can clearly see that angle A corresponds to angle E. They match, they're exactly the same size. So we can say that angle A is congruent to, so the swiggle and two lines, that is our congruent sign, is congruent to angle E. But we can do a little bit better than this, because we know to appropriately name an angle, we need to have a look at the arms that create that angle. So I'm going to call angle A, angle BAC. So let's fill that in. And that's congruent to angle FED. And what that does is it just gives us a bit of a hand in identifying what vertices match up with each other. So there's our first little congruent statement. Angle BAC is congruent to angle FED. You can see that that central letter there is the vertex where the angle actually exists. Let's have a look at angle B now. We can clearly see that angle B matches angle F. So we could call this not just angle B, but angle ABC. And that's congruent to angle EFD. And our third angle, angle C, matches up to angle D. So we're going to say that angle ACB, for example, is congruent to, so drawing ACB would be the same as drawing EDF. EDF. Okay, so now that we've identified the corresponding angles that are equal in each triangle, let's have a look at those sides. So let's first take a look at the side AB, from A down to B, travelling from that 89 degrees down to 59. We can see it's 3 centimetres, and so is this side EF, 3 centimetres travelling from 89 degree corner to the 59. So we can say side AB is congruent to side EF. Our second side, we can look at BC, and we can see that corresponds, has the same mark as side FD. So BC, keeping that order correct, we started from B to C, which matches F to D. And our last side, we've got AC, 5 centimetres, corresponds to ED. So AC is congruent to E, D. So we've made sure that we have linked up all sides and angles in these two congruent triangles. So now we can make our final statement that says, how do these two triangles relate? Well, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle A matches E, B matches F, C matches D. So triangle ABC is congruent to triangle EFD.